Very important announcement from Jagex. This is a very quick and serious update they just made since the release of contracts. Go try the contracts, by the way. We currently have completed all of the oath plate radiant pieces. One of the first in the game to do it. It's just figuring out the rest of the pet one and the acquisition ones now. They seem to be quite a bit harder. But let's look at this blog update real quick. Dossier rates reduced from 1 in 17 to 1 in 12. So they've made the dossiers even more common than they already did the other day. Went from 1 in 20 to 1 in 17, now 1 in 12 for a dossier. Now the dossier weightings adjusted to reduce numbers of teleports and increase number of purifying sigil contracts. Thank fucking God. Dude, the amount of teleports you get out of this is disgusting. The contracts of acquisition, those of tradable rewards, have had their weightings adjusted so that they'll be obtained at approximately the same rate as before, meaning your radiant oath plate, white oath plate piece contracts will be more common from your dossiers, which is fucking perfect. Acquisition, no worries. Alright. Hopefully less teleports. Purifying sigil contracts drop 3 at a time. Excuse me? So, what? So you get the... Huh? Hold on. So you get the same amount... Wait, whoa. Nah, hold on. No, this makes... What does weight mean? Because what this is telling me, right, is if we look at these dossiers, which are now 1 in 12, so you're going to get 3 of these now, but the weightings of the rarity hasn't changed, right? They reduced the number of teleports and increased the number of purifying sigil contracts. But, I mean, on the wiki at least at the moment, they're still 1 in 33. So does that mean that they're going to be... Because the problem here is, right, guys, is if you roll the right of Vile Transference, you get 6 to 8 Chasm teleports instead if you already own it. Which means, by opening a dossier, Jagex is giving you a 1 in 3.2 chance to get Chasm teleport scrolls, and a 1 in 5 chance to get Chasm teleport scrolls. Why not just fucking delete the Chasm teleport scroll one, right? Or make it so you can't roll for the right once you're done. Because you're rolling twice for the teleport scrolls. And they're both suit the most common rolls. You get a contract, everyone gets a contract. Yeah, so it says you're going to get a lot of contracts. But it says here, they're reducing the number of teleports and increasing the number of purifying sigil contracts. So you're going to get 6 to 8, so it's just going to be less common, right? What prices are the contracts going to settle at then? Oh, it depends on how hard and how long it takes for people to get their shit done. Tele scrolls really aren't that great anyway. No, the tele scrolls are good, but it doesn't. It's shit that the tele scrolls are in the dossiers and on fucking Yama's drop table at a very common rate. That all you're getting at dossiers, like, they're too common. They should be a little rarer. I reckon maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a mathematician, but you know, under a mil of how they're flooding him right now, that's fine. It's not just how they're flooding it, it's because of this news, this update, that's why. Contracts from familiar acquisition is 2 at a time, so the pet ones. Contract drop rate from demons in Chasmify are 3 times more common by default. Fulfilling the condition for the active sigil makes contracts 2 times more common, rather than 3x, so players can more reasonably AFK them. Fulfilling the condition for the active sigil makes contracts 2 times more common rather than 3x, so players can more reasonably AFK them. Special attack glyph makes contracts 5 more common rather than 3 times more common, meaning they're 10 times more common than the default rate. Right. So you guys know how the sigils work with the demons. You can get a contract from a demon anytime, but the rate at which you get the contract from the demon is doubled now instead of tripled if you use the correct sigil, making it more AFK. And if it's the red sigil, they're 5 times more common. Jagex has a tendency to be so inconsistent with their drop table that every time they make new content, the table makes shit weirder. It's a bit silly, isn't it? Has this affect my Centrelink money? It doesn't, thankfully. We'll be increasing the buy limit for contracts in the G next week. Oh, awesome. Aren't able to do it via Hogs Fix. Okay, cool. So, best of luck. Look. Big oath plate changes, big Yama changes, good for the drop rates. The contracts, they're still trying to fine tune it, and they did say they'll do this. This gives them breathing room to be able to adjust drop rates as the weeks go on and move on, which is fine. What is an active sigil? I believe the active sigil is the glyph above the demon head. So you know how they have red, green, yellow, purple, or blue, right? Whatever color that is, if you kill the demon with the style you need to for that color, you'll get a boosted chance. Now, if you kill a demon with a two-handed melee weapon, you'll only get one type of contract, right? The contract you get depends on how you kill the demon. If you match the glyph, you'll get increased drop chance of the contract. If it's the red one, the special attack one, that's got a bigger chance of giving you the contract because special attacking is far less consistent than using other weapons unless you're purging staff, of course. So if you sit there doing two-handed kills, you'll always get the same contract over and over again. Doesn't matter what the sigil above their head is. You can talk to the dude in robes above the rope and he'll tell you what your special attack style is. Yeah, there you go. Things like that. But if you don't want to, if you want to just AFK, you just hit them and it's the standard drop rate. I hope that makes sense. How hard is it to say the drop rate's not, oh, you will pre-roll, miss the pre-roll again and miss then trash loot? Yeah, I don't fucking know, dude. Purging Star Spec is pretty spammable if you KO with it. It is, yes, you're exactly right. So I don't think that's too bad. I think these new Dozier drop rates are excellent. Does drop in the Dozier drop rate make anything else rare on the drop table? I don't think so. It's not really a problem, is it? So we don't have to kill based on the sigil to get the contracts. No, you never had to. So the way the sigils work, if we go OSRS Yama contracts, the way that these work is that you can only obtain, like the Bloody Blows, you can only obtain this one by the blue sigil. But you don't have to have the blue sigil above the head to gain it, right? This is just, like, if you use the blue sigil, you'll get increased chance. What's the blue sigil one? Is that two-handed melee weapon? Blue sigil? It is, right? I'm pretty sure. Yep. Right, so if you use two-handed melee weapons, even if it's not a blue sigil, you can still get this contract. But you'll only get the Bloody Blows contract with the two-handed weapons. You won't get any other contract. And if it's a blue sigil, you'll get double the drop rate. It used to be triple, now it's double. Red is spec, yeah. So that's why. So if you've got the Divine Severance, that's the purple one. But you don't have to have the purple above their head. You just use whatever the purple attack style is. And that will get you the contract, which is heavy range weapons. So if you use heavy range weapons the whole time, you'll always only get that one contract. That way, if you are looking for a specific contract piece to get your last oath plate piece, you just AFK with the one attack style regardless of what the sigil is, and you'll only find that one contract. Does that make sense? All the sigils do is boost your drop rate. That's all. That's all the sigils are doing. So whether you want to follow the sigils is up to you. Yeah, that's all it is. And now the red one, but they've reduced the amount. So the drop rate for the demons are 3 times more common by default, but they've reduced the amount that the sigil buffs from 3 times to 2 times, right? So say it's 1 in 100 standard, it's now 1 in 33. And then it'll be, instead of that then turning into 1 in 11, it'll be 1 in 22. But that's still better than it being 1 in 100 to 1 in 33, more or less. Does that make sense? So I must be super dry. I've only killed based off sigils and got 2 contracts. Yeah, that sucks. That's bad. But you should get a much more common sigil drop. Like, they should be fucking printing sigils now. Especially with the red glyph. If the red glyph is up and you special attack, you're going to get 5x more, for sure. So that's pretty big. Big contract upgrades. Big money. Obviously, they're going to drop in price for a bit, but they will settle out. This is the main reason for the prices dropping now is because of the news, more than them being flooded into the game. They're being too much because you can only buy 5 at a fucking time anyway. So start selling them on the street for slightly above the grand exchange price. You've got until next Wednesday before they can up the buy limit. So if anyone's looking to buy contracts, charge them for like maybe just even like 100k more than the grand exchange price. Fuck them, dude. Why not? Cover the tax because they can't do anything about it at the end of the day. There's a 5 contract buy limit because Jagex thought that was a good fucking idea. So until they fix that, the contracts are going down in price purely because of the news. But don't stress because people are going to start spending those like fucking hotcakes any minute now. So that's it. Nice contracts. This is the easiest move in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge.